quote is as follows: "You can't go over it, you can't go under it, you have to go through it." Now, this has many applications in our life, and for today, what I am talking about is fear gates. What are fear gates? So, in this case, my student was too embarrassed to record himself. He didn't like what he heard and he was too embarrassed to do it. He kept making the same mistakes over and over again, and then that frustration was mounting and he would feel really bad about it during lessons. And he just kept doing what? He kept overthinking, avoiding it, and he ended up actually lying to me about it and hiding. So it turns out that the key to these fear gates in our lives is honesty and integrity. And when we opened that gate on the other side, it turned out that there was a lot of bonding and commiserating between the two of us about times, for instance, including very recently, that I have been going through the same type of avoidance and fear, as well as learning that he, in fact, is not in trouble and he's not disappointing me. Sure, it is a little bit frustrating, but it's mostly funny because I'm actually very proud of him for just being honest. And then finally, he actually fixed the mistake in the lesson because he no longer had all of this distortion in his mind, keeping him from actually focusing on fixing the issue. So in our lives, we have many layers on the path to self-mastery, on the path to becoming our best version of ourselves when it comes to singing, when it comes to anything we pursue in this life. And all along that path, there are these fear gates. Now, we can choose to try to find a way around them, but all that happens is we waste time and energy and eventually end up lying to ourselves and everybody else around us because we are not honest enough to face that fear and that truth about our life to take the next step. And then we have another layer. And then the same choice presents itself over and over and over again until we get to the point to where integrity and honesty is just is basically automatic when it comes to your craft, right? So I could spend a very long time talking about my own journey with this, but let me just keep it brief and very present. So my latest videos that I've released are revealing the fact that I'm transitioning from a baritone to a tenor. That would have never happened if I had not finally faced my fear of seeking a high-level coach to be able to figure out how to help me work through some of the technical issues in my voice that I had not quite understood how to fix on my own. But instead of doing that, I spent the better part of 15 years trying to do it myself by all manner of ways that eventually led me to the right choice, but wasted a lot of time and energy and a lot of self-delusion in the process in order to finally come to this point. And what happened when I got on the other side of that fear gate? I very quickly fixed some serious technical issues that revealed that my voice type is not at all what I thought it was. And I'm actually preparing to go and do very big things. Now, I was hiding, not wanting to share my progress with you all because I know that I'm not fully there yet and that there's a lot of work to do. So instead of picking something that I actually know really well that I've been working on, I decided to pick a Mozart piece that I knew fairly well, but I hadn't really practiced. So while it demonstrated a lot of the work that I've been doing, it also showed some avoidance in preparation because my Italian is really not very good in a number of sections in that little snippet, and some Italian speakers have been dragging me on my post ever since. But I'm not getting defensive about it. I'm not mad about it. I am actually flattered even by the haters, even by the more negative comments, because that means that I'm doing something right. I'm going against the grain of my avoidance, and I'm going through that fear gate, and this is one of the things I was afraid of. And sure enough, some of it is happening. However, I feel much more grounded in my mission, in what I am doing, and I'm much more motivated to continue. Not to prove the haters wrong, but to know that I am really on this path to improving my voice, improving myself as a person and as a teacher, and being able to admit very openly and in the most vulnerable way possible that I have made mistakes along the way and I am learning from them. And you can too. I hope this helps. Happy singing.